For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or cheap games on any platform, use the referral link in the description. It'll take you to g2a.com. Use the promo code CHES over there and you'll get yourself 3% cash back. For all No Identity merchandise, hats, hoodies and t-shirts, follow the link in the description down below to the No Identity Fan Fibre website. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 27 of the third season here at Chelsea. This will be the season and subsequently series roundup video for the end of season 3 and the end of the Chelsea series as a whole. We're having a look at the competitions we were involved in this year, how we got on, have a look at various different goal scorer charts, see who finished where elsewhere in Europe, and of course give ourselves a general conclusion as to how successful or unsuccessful we feel that this series was here at Chelsea. So we'll start with the competitions we were involved in. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed not only this video but this series as a whole, and if you're looking forward to the Roma one, which will be starting in the next few days. Not immediately, but within the next few days. The competitions we were involved in though, we won the Premier League for back-to-back seasons. Spurs did pip Manchester United to second on goal difference alone. 111 goals scored for us. Most goals I've ever scored in any Premier League season or any top flight leagues in any season, even in series that I've done in lower leagues where I've played 46 games, I've still not scored 111 goals. So it's my best goal scoring season ever. 46 goals conceded, which is more than anybody else all the way down to West Ham in 10th. Stoke were able to get themselves up to 18 points in the end. Only 21 points off safety, unfortunately for them. Unlucky lads, 28 of 38 games lost and conceded 81 goals. On the Community Shield against Burnley, yay. We also were involved in the FA Cup, but not anywhere near where we wanted to be. Knocked out by Brighton in a replay in the round of 16. No FA Cup for us at all in this series. Very disappointing. Manchester City won the Carabao Cup by 2-0. We were knocked out early on in that competition as well by Everton in the round of 16 by 3-2. We did win the Carabao Cup in Season 2 though, so not quite as disappointing. The European Super Cup was won by Manchester City over Liverpool. Liverpool knocked us out of the Champions League last season in the semi-final stage. The Champions League this season, in yesterday's episode, did it again. Lost the final of the Champions League again by 3-2 again. Shoot me. Barcelona 3, Chelsea 2. Season 1, Manchester United 3, Chelsea 2. Season 2, Liverpool smacked me by 6-2, I think, on aggregate, over the course of 2 semi-finals. So, I'm devastated not to have won the Champions League at all with Chelsea in this series. And I promise to replicate that in the next one with Roma. In the Europa League, we saw in yesterday's episode, actually, that Tottenham have won it. Because we saw a little cutscene on the right-hand side. I'm not sure by how much or against who. We will find out momentarily when it actually decides to change slates. There we go, by 2-0 over Monaco. Burnley in the semi-finals of the Europa League. Is that foreshadowing for seasons to come? They're having a very good year in the Premier League in real life. Are they about to embark on a European adventure? I wonder. Euro 2020 is underway. Spain have beaten Portugal, actually, in the opening game. England draw 1-1 with Austria. A quick look. Oh, that's the only group that's played any games yet. Well, the other groups are Poland, Germany, Scotland, Italy, Belgium, Netherlands, Northern Ireland, Romania, France, Hungary, Bulgaria and Sweden. But we won't be advancing into the next season to see who wins that, unfortunately. We'll have a quick look, actually, at player stats. Golden Boot went to Alvaro Morata with 25 goals. 5 more than Eden Hazard in the end, who gets just the 20. Dybala would have been up there too, had he not torn his knee ligament and was out for 7 months and missed the final few games of the season. As a result, Almiron and Alexis Sanchez finished above him, although he was above Martial, although 3 of them finished on 15 goals. Any other Chelsea players in the top few? Kingsley Coman came in January, scored 10 goals. Tammy Abraham got 10 as well, as you can see there. Any other Chelsea players? No. Let's have a look at assists. Rather Chelsea dominated. 15 for Morata, 13 for Kroos, 10 for Hazard, 9 for Dybala, 9 for Abraham, 8 for Kingsley Coman, 7 for Isco and Musonda. Any other Chelsea players in here? No. Clean sheets actually didn't go to Thibaut Courtois, just the 9 in 38 games. That's how bad my defending is on FIFA 18. We will have to hope that I'm better at... we'll have to hope that I'm better at Roma. Just have a quick look at the other leagues around Europe to see who won where. We'll have a quick look at my career history rather than just my my season history as a look overall before we do a squad report. In the Championship, Villa won the league by 10 points and Wolves got automatic promotion as well. One of Brighton, Norwich, Leeds or Wednesday will come up. Bury in the Championship, bloody hell. Bury, Bolton, Millwall and... Oh, it's just the 3 go down, isn't it? Bury, Bolton and Millwall then relegated. In League 1, Sheffield United won the league with 110 points. Christ. Charlton finished second and also get automatic promotion. One of Scunthorpe, Barnsley, Peterborough, hopefully not them, or Oxford win promotion. Relegated from League 1 are Swindon, Wycombe, Notts County and Northampton. Promoted, Colchester, Oldham and Carlisle. And one of Fleetwood, Cambridge, hopefully, Chesterfield or Gillingham. And were there the conference, Lincoln or Yeovil would have joined them in the conference. Paris Saint-Germain win in France by 5 points from Bordeaux. Lyon and then Monaco, Marseille down in 5th. Bayern Munich win the Bundesliga on goal difference ahead of Schalke. Dortmund there in 3rd by just a point. Went all the way down to the wire in Germany. Leipzig there in 4th. Juve win in Italy. Roma just 3rd, 3 points behind Milan. Roma is our next destination in management. We will have to hope that the gap between us and Juventus isn't quite as big as that. Although we'll have 2 or 3 seasons to try and close said gap. And then we'll have a quick look at Spain as well, because Spain obviously the other larger league around Europe. Benfica win in Portugal. Celtic win in Scotland, no surprises. Barcelona win in Spain with Real Madrid 2nd, Atleti 3rd, Villarreal 4th. And Valencia and Sevilla. Sevilla, in real life, have just sacked their manager about a week after he came back to his job after having prostate cancer surgery. So, congratulations on being a shitty club, Sevilla. Just thought I'd throw my 2 cents in on that. We'll have a quick look then at my career as a whole. Overall, 1 club, obviously. 2 league titles, 2 Premier Leagues, 1 domestic cup, 1, that's a Carabao Cup. A 6-0 win against Shrewsbury was my biggest victory. 4-0 defeat against Barcelona in July of 2018 is my biggest defeat. So clearly there's history there with Barcelona. Obviously we lost to them in the Champions League final yesterday. Record transfer fee paid £194.4 million. That was for Paulo Dybala, including, or not including actually, the Mario Pasalic, who went the other way as well, who was valued at like 20 odd million. So it was actually around about £215 million valuation. Total earnings though, I earned 9.6 million. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? If only I could translate that into real pounds in my bank account. 129 wins out of 192 games. I'll let one of you guys do the win percentage calculation. 33 draws and 30 defeats. 455 goals for, 223 goals against. So an overall goal difference of plus 232. Pretty decent over the course of just 3 seasons. I'm pleased enough with 2 Premier League titles. But I will be honest, at the beginning of this season, I said I wanted to win the FA Cup and I wanted to win the Champions League. And I didn't win either. I just won the Premier League again. So I am disappointed, and I think as a whole, I have to say I've bottled it. And I'd say that this series, overall, is a failure for not winning the Champions League. It's been popular enough. You guys have enjoyed it. I've thoroughly enjoyed making it. The team I've got is ridiculous. I'm just not good enough, evidently, although we are on Legendary with sliders up to make it harder, sliders which I will replicate, by the way, for the Roma series as well, because it will actually be my first series on Xbox One. Xbox One X. I started this series on the Xbox One, and then obviously Microsoft sent me the Xbox One X, or Xbox UK sent me the Xbox One X earlier on in the year, but you can't transfer save files. So I've had to finish this series on Xbox One, and I'll start the Roma one on Xbox One X. Currently, I don't have a powerful enough PC to make videos in 4K, but hopefully over the course of the next couple of months I'll be able to afford to buy new parts of my PC and maybe start to make videos in 4K, something that might be in the pipework. With regards to the board expectations this year, we were on 90 before the Champions League final. I lost the whole 5. Youth development, we got 1 of the 2. Brand exposure, we got 1 of the 2. Although, to be fair, 66% of the long-term one was done this season with just the 170 odd million we got for finishing where we did in the league. So had we continued the save, we would have finished that other long-term one. No financial. We did the Premier League, didn't do the FA Cup, didn't do the final of the Champions League, or didn't win the Champions League, unfortunately. Dickhead Ches. I'm actually fuming at myself. Anyway, I can only apologise. I have a final squad report to see how players have grown throughout the course of their careers here at Chelsea. Thibaut Courtois up 1 to 92 rated. His high stat is actually 92 kicking, which is up +7 this year. I've not trained him or anything, it's just gone up for some reason. Reflex is up 1 as well, but 92 rated for him. Up 16, spot the goalkeeper I was training this year. Sean Bailey up to 79 rated. Brown was up to 80 rated last year. Didn't trade him at all this year, and he hasn't grown at all either. But he played a number of games, 10 games, sorry, not 10 goals, that'd be mad, and 5 clean sheets. Thibaut got 17 clean sheets in 51 games. Just proves again that my defending is atrocious. Up 2 is Ricardo Pereira to 86 though. He did very, very well. He's such a good player. You guys definitely should pick him up if you're looking for a world-class right-back. I'm hoping that Alessandro Florenzi at Roma can be just as good for me as Pereira was in this series. Wallace Oliveira out on loan at Newcastle. Played well against me whenever we played Newcastle. They actually beat me once this season as well in the league. Davide Zappacosta stayed at 82 this year at 28 years of age. Played a number of games though. 18, 2 goals, 2 assists. Dusan Sterling up 2 but did nothing for me. Andreas Christensen starting to get the overall that goes along with his performance levels. 86 overall, 43 games played, 8.1 average rating. He is so good on FIFA 18. So good on FIFA 18. I cannot recommend him highly enough to you guys. 94 stand tackle, 90 slide tackle, 89 head accuracy, 88 marking. Their stats are just as good, if not only slightly worse, than Laporte, who's 88 rated. I'd say Christensen should be, because he's got just as good. He's actually nearly as good at ball control. Long passing is not as good, but short passing is actually better. Yeah, I'd say he's 87. I would rate him at 87, or maybe even 88 alongside Laporte, who's up 1 from 87 to 88 this year. But you can see 45 games played for him, an extra goal and an extra assist as well, actually. Kurt Zouma got 13 games in this season, though, up 2 to 84. He scored a couple of goals for me too, actually, that were very, very good headers from corners. So I'm pleased with Kurt Zouma. I'm pleased I was able to use him a little bit more Season 3 than I was in the previous 2. Kenneth Moruo, up 2, didn't play for me this year. Similarly with Matt Miazga, up 2, didn't play for me this year. Jake Clark-Selter, up 2. Guess what? Didn't play for me this year. Trevor Chalobah, yeah, I'm not even going to bother saying it for a 4th time. Cesar Azpilicueta actually torn his quad whilst playing for Spain in Europe right now, but no growth for him overall this year at all. 22 games played, but 30 years of age, no decline in his stats either, which is fair enough. Barrios up 6. I have been training him slightly this year, as you can tell from the +9 and the +11 on the tackling stats. Alexandro, one of the best left backs you could possibly buy in career mode, up nothing to 88, but still 88. Luke Shaw hasn't grown at all. He played about 20 games as well, 18 in fact. Humberto Sanchez is up 2 to 68. Perez is up 3. The Road to Glory series with youth regens only will be starting after the Roma one. So don't worry, there is a youth RTG on its way, just not quite yet. Timu Bakayoko is up 2 to 87 this year. He played 36 games for me, all told, so really pleased with his growth. Another very, very solid holding midfielder. Not quite as good as 90 rated N'Golo Kante, though. He didn't grow at all. I really wanted to get Kante to grow into the early 90s, but he stayed at 90 for like 2 full seasons, which is disappointing, but his performances were unreal. 2 clean sheets, 15 clean sheets, 2 goals, 8 assists. Charlie Musonda, up 1 to 81, but so very, very effective. 98 acceleration, and 11 goals and 7 assists in 26 games. 7 and 7 in 15 in the Premier League, so very, very good from him. Jeremy Boga, actually, 2 goals and assists in the Carabao Cup, but he barely played. Kingsley Coman, how's that for an introduction? Came in the January, played 11 games in the Premier League, got 10 goals and 8 assists. Who saw that coming? I certainly didn't. Attribute-wise, though, he has grown quite a bit, actually, or in a variety of places, but only by +1 or 2. But he's up 1 overall to 84, and as an impact player, there aren't many better, especially for the price. Jacob Maddox out on loan, did nothing really. Barbier actually was very good for me this year. I enjoyed playing with him. 4 goals, 3 assists. He grew up 11 to 74 rated, although obviously I was training him. But still, I was surprised with him. 4-star, 4-star as well. Extremely good youngster. If I can get players like him in the Youth RTG when we do it, then I'll be very pleased indeed. Julio Barrios came up, didn't train him. He just grew +6. James up 2 as well. Reece James, but he's useless. Isco was very good for me as always. No growth for him though, which is surprising considering he played over 40 games. 10 goals and 17 assists though. Although 6 of those assists came in pre-season, actually, surprisingly enough. Marco van Ginkel, 2 goals, 2 assists in his 14 games for me. Up 1 overall to 82, continuing to grow, which was nice. Tony Kroos, no growth from him, a little bit of decline, but he was extremely good for me again. 7 goals, 14 assists in all competitions. Turner played once and was average. Ruben Loftus-Cheek wasn't quite as heavily involved this year as last year, but up 3 to 77, so pleased with his growth. Casey Palmer up 3 to 78, but he played less this year than he did last year. Dybala was incredible. He missed 3 months, though, at the beginning of the season when I first bought him, and missed the last month and a half of the season as well through injury. Don't think he has the injury-prone trait, does he? No, he doesn't. He just picked up 2 long-term injuries, unfortunately. Didn't go up overall, which would have been nice, but he's already 93, to be fair. 19 goals and 11 assists in 26 games. I mean, you can't ask for much more, can you? Kylian Hazard did well out on loan at Burnley. Tammy Abraham, 18 goals and 14 assists in 23 games. Just as good a season for Tammy this year as it was last year. Up 2 to 86 rated as well. A superb striker. If you want a young Englishman, go and buy him in your own series. Alvaro Morata up 1 to 88 this year. He got 35 goals and 26 assists in 43 games. And to think, in January Season 2, I nearly sold him. But he contributed to 61 goals in 43 games. Averaging so very, very nearly a goal a game in the Premier League. Unreal. I can't believe I nearly sold him. You guys definitely did the right thing in making sure I held on to him. Ewan Mason up 3 to 80. Wagner up 5 to 75. Nathan up 2 to 76. Eden Hazard actually starting to drop stat-wise, interestingly. Didn't expect that. I really didn't expect that, especially only at 29. The fact he's been heavily involved this year. Holy shit. My second top goal scorer this year with 32. That's the best season that Hazard has had for me. 32 goals and 18 assists in all comps, contributing to 50 goals in 46 games. I knew he'd scored a lot. I didn't realise he'd scored 12 goals in other competitions. I know obviously you saw he got 20 in the Premier League, but I didn't realise he'd been that good in other competitions as well. 7 in 9 in the Champions League, and Morata only got 2 in 9 in the Champions League. So clearly Eden was the main man in European competition. But that is how the season and the series ends at Chelsea. I apologise again for not winning the FA Cup or the Champions League. Sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. 2 Premier League titles and a Carabao Cup though, and quite possibly the best side I've ever had on a FIFA series. Substitute out Kingsley Coman for 93 rated Paulo Dybala as well. I think it's pretty sure actually it's definitely the best side I've ever had in any FIFA series. We can hope for something similar with Roma after a couple of seasons, but Roma will need more work than Chelsea. The other sides in the vote were Southampton and Sevilla, but after the recent developments in real life with Sevilla that I gave my opinions on earlier on in the video, I'm kind of glad Sevilla didn't win the vote. It was very close actually between Roma and Southampton, and I may end up doing a Southampton series later on in the year because it was so close between the two, but we'll do Roma next, then it'll be the Youth RTG after that, and I may even run Southampton alongside the Youth RTG, depending on how the My Player / Become a Legend series is doing at that particular moment in time. But for now, that's going to bring this video to a close, and I think you'll be seeing this on Christmas Day. So enjoy your Christmas afternoon, enjoy your dinner, because this will go live about 3 o'clock. I may even put it live at lunchtime, I'm not sure yet. But whenever you're seeing this on Christmas Day, have a good Christmas Day. If you don't celebrate Christmas, happy holidays. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on the Roma series when it starts. My Player probably won't have a My Player. I might throw up 2 videos today. I haven't decided yet. You'll find out, I guess. But for now, thank you very much for watching. We'll go and win some trophies in Italy instead. I'll see you then.